this is my camera dolly robot, and the inspiration came from a film idea I had for school, where I would basically, this robot would be programmable to do a certain shot where it would move in a certain way with the actor to make a really cool scene. And I looked online with my film teacher, and I found that these dollies that I'm looking for, the RC dollies, are 2,000, like $800, $2,200. Like, they're all around $3,000 just for a dolly. And so then I thought that, well, the concept of this dolly is really not that complicated, and I could pretty easily recreate it at home. So here you can see my version of the dolly. How it works is you take a phone, or any camera actually, but this one's for the phone. So you put it onto the gimbal, and then you sort of just, here, let me just use two hands here. Oh, my bad. Yeah, you go like that, and then you just attach it on there, and then attach it on this side. There you go. So then you can see that. So this is essentially the gist of how it works. There's a dolly that holds a camera that's able to turn it very precisely, and then there's also a back motor that powers these wheels to propel it forwards, and there's one more motor underneath that turns the RC, and there's also like a couple sensors to like make sure the turns are accurate and whatnot. But this is basically just my version of the dolly, and sure, it's not as big or it's not as complex, maybe it's not as steady as a regular dolly, but it is like $400 to make, so I think that's a pretty big advantage. Also, like my dolly, in order to make this project more of a challenge for me, like what I did is I added suspension systems for every single motor. So actually every single motor on this RC has a suspension system. So you can see here, if I put a Lego piece here, right, and you drive it over, you can see, oh shit, okay, but this is not powered. So if this is powered, then this will be turning, and literally like the suspension system will prevent shock. And then in the front, how it works is you actually have to push these down to activate the suspension system, because I don't want these springs to break, so I made it like this. And yeah, when it's pushed down, now this is it's being pushed down by these things, by these what do you call them, like springs. And yeah, there's 4-wheel suspension, and the thing is, like, on paper this machine would work, like the hardware is 100% there. It's just like, since it's grade 11 right now, and I don't like have a lot of free time like I used to, so I just don't have the time to make a software for this, which honestly it wouldn't even be that hard. It would just be kind of tedious. It's just like, like move forwards like 10 rotations and turn a little bit, like a bunch of like tedious stuff that I just don't want to get into. And also because I have a new project in mind that will be way more like just way more sophisticated and like way more useful than this design. So I want to use the pieces from this robot for my new project. So that's why I'm just like, I'm documenting like this robot, so I don't actually lose the credit for making this robot, and so like I kind of have a memory of it, Anyways, I mean, that's about it. It's like, I think like a lot of parts of this is like actually pretty advanced. You can see like here with the suspension, right? This gear moves forwards and backwards. Just a bunch of details like that proves that this is like a pretty advanced system I have here. The turning is pretty advanced too. I designed all of the turning, all the little mechanisms in there. to make sure the turning is smooth, you know. And then in the back, this motor moves these two, like, and yeah, I mean, it would, on paper, this would be a very good, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be very good, but on paper, this would work perfectly. Also, one more thing I forgot to mention is that, put the camera down, this camera system here, it's actually modular, so what I can do is I can pull these out on this side, pull that out on that side, and take this whole thing off. I'll just show you actually. And then with taking it off, I can put a DSLR mount. So after taking this off, now I can make another mount, which I haven't yet, but it should be easy, like a DSLR mount where I just put it on and put a DSLR camera on top, and it'll work just the same. It would be the same, basically the same thing. Yeah, but once again, I don't really have time for that. Like, I have to do so many things in high school. It's just like, I have to really like be wise with what I spent my time on. So if I want to keep like, keep like a healthy and balanced life, like,